The community joins the Rockford Park District at Oxford Park in Rockford Saturday to celebrate the remodeled and renamed John Beck Memorial Playground. The playground is named after John Beck, a Rockford Park District employee and former Rockford City Council member who passed away in 2020. The playground also has a unique rubber surfacing that allows people of all abilities to utilize the playground and a communication board, the first sign of its kind in the district to help nonverbal kids express themselves.
We've been looking for ways to remember John since he passed, and this was just the perfect way to do it. A park that was in the ward that he served as a Rockford alderman. It was in his neighborhood. He lived just a few blocks away from here, and it's a completely accessible park, and that is John.